Satnam, I'm Dr. Haridass Kaur from Los Angeles, California, and I am a KRI mentoring lead trainer. KRI means Kundalini Research Institute, and this is designed by Yogi Bhajan. This is the institute that preserves the teachings of Yogi Bhajan for the future, whether it's in digital format, books, and most importantly, teacher trainings and the Aquarian Trainers Academy. So if you've been practicing Kundalini Yoga a while and you're wondering, how do I up my game? Where am I going to go from here? You're in luck. There's an academy that will take you from being an intern to becoming an associate, to being a professional, and eventually to a lead trainer if you so choose. So this is a program that can last anywhere from 6 years or 25 years, depending on your wish to move forward, how quickly you want to go, or how many skills you're needing to learn in order to have the capabilities and the competencies to move up to the next level. So as an intern, you can be an intern for a minimum of 1 year as soon as you pick your mentoring trainer. And then you'll be joining different trainings with your trainer and learning the skills of how to hold the space of a training. After a year or two, or whenever deemed so by your trainer, and you get their approval, you can go for an associate interview. And when you're being interviewed, you'll have another set of questionnaire and a fee you'll need to pay in order to be reviewed. And when you're peer reviewed and you're approved, you move over to associate. And when you're associate trainer, you can teach up to 25% of the course. Again, you are going to be with your mentor who will watch over you, and you'll develop something called an IDP, Individual Development Plan, in which it's like your homework for the year. What am I working on? What's my meditation? What skills do I need to develop? Am I strong in marketing? Do I need to learn to put together curriculum? How do I create the space of a teacher and a trainer? Do I need to grade homework? Like, there's so many moving parts to running a teacher training. So then you have this IDP. You're gaining hours through the academy by teaching on the bench or some other skill that your trainer would like you to develop. And that's called your credit hours. So you have credit hours, you have something called the Individual Development Plan, IDP, and then you have something called the competencies. You have to self-review. You have some questionnaires, you get to rate yourself. And then your mentor gets to rate you. So this is kind of an involved process. So after you're an associate trainer, teach some other trainings, help out, be a part of the team of trainers, understand the reverence that needs to happen to take place within you so the teachings can come through. And then you can apply, years go by, and you become a professional trainer. And then there's an interview. And as a professional trainer, you can teach up to 50% of the course. And then you decide to become a lead trainer. Again, the same process applies all across, but by then you're going to have a panel of people. There's at least 3 people who's going to interview you, and it's called the Entering Lead Trainer Interview. Once they approve that, you get to go through something called a practicum, in which you run your level 1 teacher training with your mentor watching over you, in which they need to show up at least 20% the first and the last weekend of your training. After that happens, you'll have an exit interview, and then the panel will watch you and ask you a bunch of questions. And then this is like your practicum. You get to really practice what it's like to hold a teacher training. So these are the steps from entering the academy, from an intern, associate, professional to lead, and then you become a KRI lead. And this process can take anywhere from, let's say, 6 to 8 to 12 years, depending on how fast you're growing and how fast you're learning to become and having the capacity of being that kind of trainer. Because as KRI licensed trainers, we represent the teachings of Yogi Bhajan. And there are actually, that code of ethics we have. We have a way of presenting the material. We have a board that watches us. We have a professional committee that watches and is covering us for liability purposes. When we have complaints, it goes to them. when others complain about us. It's like it's this overall standard checks and balance system that we have. So I'm very grateful for KRI for developing this Aquarian Trainers Academy. So where someone like me who's just interested in Kundalini Yoga 12 years ago can now become a teacher trainer. And with the love of the teachings and the reverence and the humility, it is my honor to serve. And I hope I can serve you too. So.